Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Anoki Uncensored, airing for free, as you guys know, on the world's #1 South Asian radio station, Ruckus Avenue Radio, on the iHeartRadio app. And you guys also know, but for those of you who are new, just download the app and search Ruckus Avenue Radio. That's all you've got to do. Episodes air for Anoki Uncensored every Tuesday at 7 p.m. PST and 10 p.m. EST. You can also watch the episodes on the Rajgun YouTube channel and on the Anoki Media Facebook page. So hop on over to both and join. I'm your host, as usual, Rajgun, coming to you today with a very special guest who I interviewed 3 years ago when she founded the Women Empowerment Awards. Returning today to share the 3-year journey of these awards and how they have impacted the elevation of women across Canada, please welcome my dear friend to the show, Klaudia Zinaty. Welcome, my darling. Oh my God, do we have a lot to talk about.
You really do. How are you doing?
I'm doing so well, sweetheart. I want to really, break down the awards from inception for those people who haven't been on the journey with us along the 3 years that you've been doing this incredible initiative. But I do also want to mention that I am super proud that Anoki Life has been an official media partner since the beginning.
Yes, and
So
we're
much of
so
what your
grateful.
organization stands for aligns with our community's values. And I'm happy that, here we are again as you are growing in just strides each year, my darling.
Well, we are so proud to have you on board for 3 years running. And as each year, we just continue to grow. And we are so proud to have you as part of that journey. So thank you.
Absolutely, sweetheart. So, oh my God, let's just get right in it. I want to ask you, and I kind of want to start at the beginning. I want to ask you, especially for those people who haven't been on the journey, as I mentioned off the top, some of the backstory of why you founded Women Empowerment Awards. Why did you feel that there was a need for this?
Well, you know what, a lot of it came from the pandemic, quite honestly. We saw firsthand the devastating effect that the pandemic had on so many women entrepreneurs. And, just being able to experience it myself firsthand when, the pandemic hit, we had so many women that were laid off from their jobs because they were non-essentials. They were struggling to keep their businesses alive with what was going on with the necessities. And then a lot of them had to leave their jobs because the children were at home because the daycares and the schools were closed. So, I saw firsthand the devastating effect that it had on all these women. But at the same time, Raj, what I saw
Mm.
were these women coming together as a community, uplifting one another, supporting each other, giving shout outs on social media, being able to buy from small businesses in order to keep each other going in terms of their businesses. We really saw tremendous amount of support. And through that, I saw the resilience, I saw the courage, I saw determination. And from that, the Women Empowerment Awards became born because after seeing that impact, but also seeing how we overcame all of those, I thought it was really important to be able to create this platform, to be able to recognize these outstanding achievements of women, to be able to celebrate the perseverance and the resilience of all these women across Canada. So we established that and started our first awards in 2022.
Absolutely. And I want to talk so much more about that. But before we do, I want people to be really clear on the strong and binding mission statement that you have very clearly on your website. Can you shed light on the mission?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've always believed that we rise by lifting others. And I think that is such an important mission to be able to carry through in life, just in general, is that instead of us being able to seek for ourselves, I think it's really important to be able to lift those around us, because when we do that, we not only empower ourselves, but we empower each other. And I think that's really important to be able to do. So the whole kind of mandate and mission of what we do with these awards is really by being able to nominate other women that really deserve that moment in the spotlight. Because as you know, Raj, and I'm sure we're all guilty of it, so many of us are so quick to be able to acknowledge other people and say, you did a great job, or wow, that's outstanding, or congratulations. But when do we ever do it to ourselves?
Mm.
Never give ourselves the credit, or we wait for other people to give us that credit. So by being able to kind of empower ourselves to be able to recognize it within ourselves, and then be able to empower others by recognizing it in other people as well, I think is really tremendous. So it's really kind of a twofold thing. It's finding it first within ourselves, but then using that power to be able to affect others around us. And so that's where the mandate of We Rise by Lifting Others has come from.
I love it. And how have you feel that it's impacted? And when you look back over the 3 years, how do you feel it's impacted the lives of these women, maybe the businesses that they're involved in? What, any kind of feedback that you've gotten?
Absolutely. And it's funny that you asked that, because we're actually doing a series of stories that we're actually in the midst of production right now, where we are following the journey of these women who were the award recipients over the last 2 years, more as to where are they now since the awards. And it's been tremendous to be able to see, like, we have seen so many collaborations that have happened between even just finalists and award recipients. It's just been phenomenal. Like, we had one of our award recipients from year one, Becky DeLeo, who is an illustration artist, but she also works with the Toronto District School Board, and she's done collaborations with one of our finalists, Francine, with Mothers to Daughters. So the two of them have been this powerhouse duo who have done events year over year with all these different collaborations, which has been phenomenal. We also had Emily O'Brien, who is our award recipient for the Entrepreneur of the Year with her comeback snacks, and she has just blown up. She initially was providing the products in all, smaller scale type of stores, and now she's in major grocery stores all across Canada. She's done tremendous. So it's been really wonderful to be able to see, these amazing success stories of how this platform has really just been able to elevate them to the next level. And that's what it's all about. The whole purpose of it is really to help them pursue further in their businesses and their careers. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to shed that spotlight on every single company that we possibly can in order to help them elevate and take their businesses and their careers to the next level.
And that's just one of the many advantages that people get to be a part of this ecosystem. It's incredible. I want to, talk a little bit about something that I know that you've been very verbal about, something that, I love about, your value system. And that is not, giving support, but also garnering support. I remember when you first set up the organization, you were very specific about ensuring that you got as much support as you could from people where perhaps you didn't have that skill set yourself, or maybe your team didn't have that skill set. So you went about setting up an advisory board. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I find in my other business, the Open Chest Confidence Academy, that the biggest thing that women tend to lack in is to ask for help.
Yeah.
Because they feel that it puts them in a place of vulnerability where they feel that maybe they're not good enough. But you've been very clear. You're clear and concise about who you are, what you stand for, from my experience with you over the years, and where your skill sets are strong, but more importantly, where you feel there are gaps, and you've gone out there to look for that. Talk to us a little bit about that, because I feel that's a very important part of what a lot of us women who work so hard, who understand all the aspects that it takes to work hard, but we don't generally tend to ask for help, unfortunately.
No, and it's true. You're absolutely right, Raj. And that's one of the things, is sometimes you have to take a step back and look at the full picture and then be able to identify where those gaps are. And the thing is we'd like to think that we can do it all. And in some cases we can, but I think you have to be able to take a look and say, these are my personal strengths. These are the areas that I know I can contribute to, but I do need expertise in the areas that I know that I'm not 100% expert on, that I could really be able to utilize, and being able to then find the person that can kind of fit that gap. So when I have experience previously working for a non-for-profit prior to starting the Women Empowerment Awards, and I had this incredible board of directors for the duration of my term. And, one of the things that made them so incredible is really just being able to look at their own skill set and their expertise and their background, and being able to utilize that within the foundation of what we were trying to achieve. So that's what it is. It's tapping into people's strengths, people's backgrounds, people's expertise, and being able to kind of fit them in so that they're doing something that they love doing, that they're good at doing, and that they're able to contribute to. So when I've put together the advisory board, that's exactly the same kind of model that I used. Is looking for people that have really great PR background, really great social media, really great marketing, being able to find those areas in legal, in finance, because once you kind of fit in all those spots, well, you have a powerhouse of an advisory board that can really help you on all different aspects of your business. So, and at the same time, you're learning from them. So you're learning these things in areas that you may know a bit about, but may not be necessarily an expert in. So it's wonderful to be able to tap into people's knowledge and resources and experience, and being able to do that. So I think that's really key and very important. In addition to that, one of the things that we did last year, which we're also going to be doing this year, which actually we're so happy because you're also participating with it with your other brand, with the Open Chest Academy, is that, with every single award that we did last year, we provided an extra value. And that's something that we really wanted to be able to do. So not only are they being recognized and receiving this wonderful award in the area and category that they're strong in, but in addition to that, they're getting an external opportunity to be able to level up within that field. So last year we provided monetary grants with the Rogers Communication Grant Award and the Mentella Corporation as well, with their grant award. And in addition to that, we also provided workshops, coaching. We provided skills that were affiliated with like a weekend type of environment where they were able to get one-on-one with other women in leadership or in mentorship. We were able to provide all of these opportunities for rising stars in terms of being able to kind of level up or help them with their entrepreneur ideals and goals. So we're able to do that again this year. So that's reaching out to organizations. And it's again part of our mission of We Rise by Lifting Others, by reaching out to these organizations and asking for help, to say that we would love to be able to utilize their resources and their expertise and knowledge to be able to help our award finalists be able to take the next step in their business and careers. So I think it's really important to be able to recognize it, number one, seek out the people that you need to fulfill in those roles, and not be afraid to do it, because I think it's a learning outcome for everyone.
Absolutely. And that's what I feel makes the Women Empowerment Awards unique in the whole awards ecosystem for women, is that you're giving these fabulous awards and recognition and everything that goes along with that, but you're also giving an opportunity for these women to get other advantages, whether it is the monetary, funding that's associated with Rogers. You have the Mantella Award. I'd love for you to share a little bit more around that, because I know that these awards funding is very specific to certain awards. And I know that you're on this mission with this awards this year to make sure that every one of your awards, I believe you have 10?
We have 10.
Okay, that every one of your 10 awards are going to have some sort of value that's attached to it. I love this. It really does put you in a category of one in this, ecosystem of so many awards shows that are servicing women, which I'm happy that we've gotten there, that there is this that's happening. Talk to us a little bit about this, because you've been mindful in how you've kind of attached companies and these extra values to each of these awards. I want people to hear a little bit more about that and about the awards in general. What are they?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Women Empowerment Awards are presented by Rogers Communications. They've been our presenting sponsor for the last 3 years, and our lead sponsor, Mentella Corporation, as well for the last 3 years. We've had such amazing sponsors like Holt Renfrew is back for their 3rd year. Nicola Wealth is back for their 2nd year. The wonderful thing about our awards is that our partners are like long-term partners. They're people that see and experience firsthand the impact that it has on so many women. So it's just been wonderful to be able to get the support of these incredible sponsors. And this year we've got, a tremendous amount of sponsors. We've got Canadian Western Bank, we've got Audi, Strivectin, and I mentioned with Nicola Wealth. I know it's incredible. So we have such wonderful sponsors that are supporting this. In addition to that, we do have our grant awards coming back. So Mentella Corporation is returning with their third year with the Mentella Corporation Entrepreneur BIPOC Grant Award. And that award is for entrepreneurs who are BIPOC, who want to be able to further their businesses and being able to do that. So that's a separate application that has a $10,000 grant to it.
Wow.
Rogers Communication is coming back with their second year in a row with the Rogers Communications Entrepreneur Year of the Year Award. And that's given to all entrepreneurs that are starting out their businesses 1 to 3 years that really just could use that extra boost to take them to the next level in their startups. So that's returning. And then we also have all the other categories actually have some type of added value, whether it be a workshop, whether it be coaching sessions worth $3,500 to $5,000. We have Elevate, who provides a weekend pass to their Elevate conference, which typically runs in the fall as well. And then our Lifetime Achievement, we have a Revenge Designer who provided last year a $9,000 gown to the Lifetime Achievement recipient. So
Wow.
she's going to be coming back again, providing another gown for this year's Lifetime Achievement. So every single category has an amazing kind of additional prizing that's really going to help them further. And I would love for you to also share with yours, because yours is tremendous, of a $15,000 value to help them in terms of being able to learn the skill set for, TED Talk type of series, which has always been something that I've always admired so much. So please share that as well.
Thank you, sweetheart. I am very proud to share with everyone that one of our other brands, as Claudia mentioned, the Open Chest Confidence Academy, is on board as the Leadership Award sponsor, where the recipient will receive access to one of our authority building programs launching this fall. So this is really ideal and just the perfect alignment from our perspective, because this is about not creating authority, but amplifying the authority that these women already have. And that's what's really important here. And really what this is it's a new authority building program launching this fall called the Ultimate Mentorship Experience to Become TEDx Worthy. And it's valued, as Claudia mentioned, at $15,000 with 7,500 bonus value that we've added, like slews of other bonus and value, because from my years, as you know, Claudia, and our Anoki family also knows, I'm a true believer that in order to be successful, that there can't be any missing pieces in the value proposition of the journey that you're on. So whether it's the media piece, the marketing piece, whether it's helping people not just understanding how to write a great talk, but how to perform a great talk, how to go viral with your talk, and how to then leverage that talk for your business and for your personal brand. All of the above is what we're going to be training. We have a slew of exceptional trainers. And one thing that I feel that's very unique about this program, Claudia, that I know that you will absolutely love, is that, our TEDx team trainers have been on the training side. They've been on the marketing side of TEDx. They have also been TEDx speakers themselves, but they've also ran TEDx stages. So we have the entire ecosystem of knowledge of exactly how to make that work today. So I truly believe that what we're offering here with this program, after all the research and all of the experts that we're bringing on board to create this, again, guys, this is launching officially in the fall of this year. The value of this is gold standard. I don't think there's another program out there that will have everything that we have to service this particular scenario. Can't wait to share more with you about this and with your wonderful ecosystem as well, Claudia, because I don't remember being this excited since the first day I launched Anoki in 2002.
Wow. Well, it's so exciting. And you know what? I mean, who doesn't love a great TED Talk? And
Yes.
be able to learn the skill set from your experts in the industry who are part of every single aspect of that. I mean, I think that's phenomenal. And the other thing too is that, when we take a look at all of our categories, the whole thing about us and what we do is that there's always room for growth. We're
Yes.
always learning, we're always evolving, we're always just pushing the standards further and further. And we're the whole goal is to be able to kind of decrease that gender inequality gap. And by doing that, by continuing to educate ourselves and to be able to learn more and grow more and do more, I think is so important. So by you providing this incredible additional prizing to leadership, I think just really will help that award recipient to be able to take their career to that very next level. And, you know, who doesn't want to do that? That's the whole point of evolving ourselves as humans, is that we continue to be able to, you know, add more and do more and learn more. And that's part of our internal growth. So thank you so much for that. I'm so excited. I wish I could be a part of that too. It's
Oh my God. Well, we'll have to talk about that then, my
yeah, I
darling.
know, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So
Absolutely.
let's talk a little bit about just this overwhelming response that you got with applications, like over 600 completed applications
Yeah.
before the deadline. Can we
Yeah.
talk a little bit about this?
It has just been so overwhelming. I mean, the growth from year over year, when we first started out, we were just like that little engine that could, you know, we started small because we were coming out of the pandemic. We didn't know what the expectations were. And so we sold out quickly with 250 seats in our very first year. Last year, we expanded to 400. We sold out in advance in August, about a month and a half in advance. This year, record breaking, we sold out 2.5 months in advance, 400 seats.
Wow.
So we are at full capacity already, which is wonderful, but it really speaks volumes in terms of the need that is out there, in terms of,
Mm,
you know, people really wanting it, needing it. And I really feel like it's the importance of the recognition that so many of these women truly deserve. And so I'm hoping next year we'll be able to expand into even a larger space next year to be able to accommodate even more. But it's really, I think it speaks in terms of our society as a whole, in terms of women bonding together as a community, in terms of providing a really phenomenal platform for women to be able to collaborate, to be able to network, to be able to celebrate each other. And you know, we always hear about the poppy syndrome, and then people ask me that about that all the time. And when people ask me about that, I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm sure it does, but I tell them, come to our event and you will see we are the complete opposite of that, where everybody's
mhm.
cheering each other on, everybody's singing together in unison, everybody is hugging and just exchanging information and looking at opportunities to be able to do things together. And it really is such an inspiring, empowering evening, and just something that we're really super proud of. So we're looking forward to next year and continuous growth, but it's been overwhelming. And so in terms of nominations, we had over 800 that have come in.
Wow.
Completed submissions, about 600. And it is so, when I tell you how difficult it is, Raj, thank
Yeah.
goodness I'm not on the judging panel, because to narrow it down to 3 in each of the categories, with the exception of lifetime, we only choose one award recipient for that. But to be able to narrow it down to that many is such a task on hand. But you know, the judges have a lot of work ahead of them, because the candidates are, I got a chance to take a look at some of the candidates that have come through, and they're amazing. They're such amazing women. So we're going to be celebrating everyone regardless. They all
Right.
deserve to be celebrated.
You know, I want to ask you this before we move on, Claudia, because, you know, for next year, some people will be watching, listening, reading this from wherever they are, and they'll be like, oh my God, you know, I know someone, or I am someone that would like to apply next year.
Yes.
Couple of questions around there before we move on. First of all, how do you acquire your applicants? So
Yeah.
that, you know, and what is the process? Is there a you know, wait list to be notified when things open up? Let's share all of that with everyone.
So every year we open up the nominations on International Women's Day. Okay, so easy to remember, International Women's Day, we launch every single year. So our awards open on March the 8th. We keep them open until May 31st. So you have all that time to be able to nominate yourself or as many women as you feel that deserve to be recognized. So you only need one nomination to put in. Sometimes people think, oh, if I put in 10 or 20, it gives me more chances. You only need one to go in. So you pick the
Mhm.
category out of the 10, you choose which one is best suited to you. You nominate yourself, or you nominate as many women in your circle that you feel deserve to be recognized. And once you get nominated, you'll automatically get a letter from our team congratulating you on your nominations. And then once you go through that process, there'll be a submission form. That's part 2. And that's kind of the important part. So the first part obviously is the recognition, which is really important because someone out there and even yourself, and this is where we say we empower yourself, right? Don't wait for somebody to give you that pat on the back. Do it for yourself because you know how hard you worked and you know how much time and effort and late hours and struggles that you've gone through. So we want women to be able to nominate themselves as well. And I think that's so important and part of the empowering process. So once you get that letter, you have to do part 2, which is accepting the nomination. So once you accept the nomination, you have to then provide your letters of references and being able to provide any of the supporting documentation according to the category. So once you do that, you have until June the 30th. So we give you about 30 days to complete that. And then after June 30th, it goes to the judges. And we have a very diverse group of judges in all different industries of all different diversities in order to make sure that it's a fair representation of women across Canada. And so they'll take a look at all of the different nominees and they'll narrow it down to 3 in each of the 10 categories with the exception of lifetime. So sorry, 3 of 9 categories. And then once they narrow it down, we start to announce the finalists on our platforms in August and early September. And then the award recipients will actually be announced on the stage in September. Now, what
Wow.
makes us unique is that all of our finalists, which are 28 in total, once they make it to the finalist level, all of their tickets are complimentary. So that's all thanks to the generous sponsors that we've got that support it. So they don't have to pay for their ticket, which is a really wonderful bonus to be able to have. So that is something that we do offer. And then in addition to that, the night of celebration with respect to the nominees, every single nominee gets a discounted ticket, which is also another great bonus. And, it's just a wonderful night of celebration between the reception, between the gala dinner. We have an amazing, I have to tell you about the performance this year. So the performance this year, we haven't officially announced it. So you'll get a little bit of a sneak peek before it's officially announced. But the performance that we have this year is called Voices, Voices That Rock. And they do a group that is Voices That Medicine. And it's basically a group of doctors, all female doctors, that sing as a choir.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. How
So they
did
were
you
actually
do
on
that? How did
Canada's
you
Got
find them?
Talent. Canada's Got Talent.
Oh, oh my
I saw them
gosh.
perform. I was like, amazing. And because again, seeing what happened during the front line during COVID and seeing that all of these female doctors were literally putting in 16, 20, even 24-hour shifts, like basically sleeping at the hospital in order to make sure that we were safe, that we were kept healthy and alive, I think speaks volumes. So imagine this amazing choir who is going to be performing of these, doctors. We've got about 15 or 20 doctors that are going to be on stage singing. So it's really just going to be such an inspiration and so super excited to hear them sing.
Oh my gosh, sweetheart, I cannot wait. This is another testament, guys, to just how thoughtful and mindful and authentic and in integrity Klaudia is. Like, she could easily, and this is the thing, sweetheart, right? Like, this is what we learn. We start off our careers where we want to be a part of the big brands. We want to have all celebrities in everything we do because we are trying to authenticate our own value, right? And then we come to a point, and I can say this with you because we haven't talked about this in this particular conversation we did in our last one, but Klaudia has a couple of decades in the marketing specialism field, has worked with major brands across that arena. And that's the expertise that she's brought to the table. And, there comes a point, right, Klaudia? And I feel that this Women Empowerment Awards is in that integrity when you founded it and as you have grown it with your team, is that you just want to do the right thing as opposed to the thing that everybody thinks is the right thing.
Well, that's
Share
what
your thoughts around that.
no, and you're absolutely right. You know what, Raj? Listen, you get to a point in your life where you really kind of see your purpose. And I always say, find your purpose. And once you find your purpose, you live it. And that's what I'm doing now. Like what we've established now, we started out with the awards in year 1. Last year, we announced the foundation, and the foundation is the non-for-profit that's giving back. And that's what we're doing. We're giving back. So through the awards, we're giving back through the initiatives that we're doing throughout the year. We're doing workshops, we're doing guest panels. We're being able to source out to the younger generation of young girls to show them what they can achieve, and that their possibilities are limitless. And it's so important to be able to give back. And that's really what we are at the point right now doing. That's what my mission is to do, is to be able to uplift as many women as possible, to be able to put a spotlight on them. Even with our gift bags, our gift bags are that we do every year. Last year we had 30 brands participating in the gift bags, and a lot of
Wow.
them, yeah, a lot of them were small businesses. I think like 95% of them at least were small businesses. And we will have people participating in them, because any opportunity that we can to be able to showcase, to be able to promote, to be able to market these wonderful companies, then that's what we're all about. So it's really just right now giving back to the community, giving back to other organizations, being able to help these women as much as possible. And that's really our mission statement right now. And that's what the foundation is built on. It. And it's the three pillars. It's elevate, educate, and empower. Right. So we elevate their businesses through all the initiatives and the ecosystem that we've developed. We educate them through the workshops and the guest panel speaking that we're doing, and then we empower them through our awards. And that's really kind of the staples of what we do through the foundation.
Absolutely. Oh my God, so much to look forward to, Claudia. I want to ask you this. I can't believe that we're getting to the end of this chat. I feel like there's so much more I want to talk to you about. And there's so much we can
We'll have to
talk
do a
about.
part 2 series.
Well, we will have to, and we should after the awards show. What a great idea. The experience of it, and that kind of what your next steps are, which actually I can even ask you a part of that now.
Yeah.
You have a number of things in the works. I know you're always thinking about the next thing.
We do.
Can you talk a little bit about the expansion of the scope of the awards? You've talked about some of it. I want to know especially about your foundation, because, how can people, number one, assist you in that? And number two, take advantage of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So the foundation is based on those three pillars of the elevate, educate, and empower. And where they can assist is, we're always looking for mentors. So anyone that has time that they can contribute. And, let's be honest, sometimes it's only a 15-minute conversation. It's like a coffee chat, whether it be through Zoom or on the phone. Giving someone 15 minutes, 30 minutes of your time to be able to help them in terms of direction, in terms of maybe a quick introduction to someone. It literally takes so little of someone's time, but can really change the trajectory of someone's career path. And I think that's so important. So if there is opportunities for people to volunteer at our awards, to be able to be a mentor for one of our pillars of our foundation, to attend our guest panel speaking if they want to learn more, if they want to learn more about finances, if they want to be able to learn more about marketing or public relations or social media, there's going to be opportunities for them to be able to learn more from experts in the industry that we're going to be able to have. And then the last part too is for the younger generation. We are providing this year grants, scholarship grants to various colleges and universities for young girls to be able to further their education. So
Wow.
yeah, so we've initiated that this year, and we'll be providing some of these scholarship grants to these young girls in order to be able to pursue it. So we're being very specific and very thoughtful in terms of being able to provide one for young female leaders, another one for BIPOC leaders as well, and then one that's very focused on STEM, because we really want to be able to encourage young girls into the STEM fields as well. So there's
Yep.
some great opportunity to be able to do that. And I think that's it's so important to be able to recognize these younger new generation of young girls and being able to support them in as much ways as possible.
Absolutely. So is this going to be a big announcement on your website? Is it a big announcement at this next award show? Talk to me a little bit about this.
Yeah, absolutely. So we did speak about it a little bit last year. We gave a bit of a teaser at the end of the awards. This year at the awards, we will go into a little bit more information in terms of what our foundation is going to be about. We do actually have something planned for the fall winter. Right after the awards, we are planning to do an event shortly afterwards. And then we are planning to have a series of events. So we're going to probably go full force in 2025. That's the year where we're going to roll out all of the initiatives that we're planning to do. But this year we do anticipate to do the scholarships for this year and then be able to do one initiative near the end of the year. And then, like I said, next year we're going to go full force with the foundation. So with the foundation, what we're planning to do is do an event every quarter. It's either a guest panel, it's a workshop, it's some type of collaboration with one of our sponsors or partners. So we are planning to do something in each quarter. And then in addition to that, we will be providing the scholarships year over year. And for the scholarships, they will be able to get those through the schools directly, but also through our website.
I love it. And this is what you call the amalgamation of all of your diverse skills as a woman. Your marketing expertise is there, your education expertise and knowledge is there, your understanding how hard it is sometimes to be able to grow in your professional arena as a woman from a niche background, and all of the things that means. Like you really, I'm so in admiration of you, my love. I love the integrity with which this organization has been started, has been journeying to year 3, and where you're planning on going with this. I really, truly am. And it kind of brings me to a fundamental question I feel is very important, especially for those women out there that have this goal, have this dream, have this desire, understand what their purpose is, but are being held back by something or other. I want to ask you this, Klaudia, to help them. Looking back, what challenges have you experienced, and have you overcome them? Have you not overcome them? And how have you been able to move forward regardless of what that outcome has been? Like,
Yeah.
talk to us a little bit about that.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of us are held back by fear, right? Fear, the fear of failing, the fear of disappointment. So I think with that, a lot of us don't allow ourselves the opportunity to try because we're afraid that we're going to fail. And I would honestly say, it's better to try and fail than to not try at all and go, what if, what if? So I think that for me personally was the biggest thing, is that I wanted to do this for so long, but I was always hesitant because I was afraid. Even when we came out of the pandemic, I was like, are people going to show up? Are people going to want this? Or is this something that people need? Because there's some wonderful women's events that are about leadership or about business that are already pre-existing and have been pre-existing for many years. So to put yourself in that space, you're like, okay, is it going to do well? But I think, unless you try, there's no way of really knowing. And I think we have to overcome our fears. We have to build more confidence within ourselves. And that's where the empowerment comes in within. And really being able to take a look at what we're really good at. And Raja,
Yes.
like you touched on it, when I take a look at myself, I'm a professor, so I'm an educator. I have a marketing background. I have a social media background, but I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm also a mom. So taking all the things that I know that I am and being able to repurpose those things to be able to do something that's valuable to other people, to be able to use that knowledge, that experience, that background, those connections, the network that I have, and being able to tap into all that. So what I would say to others is really think about the things that you're good at. Think about the knowledge or the experience or the expertise that you have, and utilize that as your platform to be able to do the things that you love doing. So if you're good in art, then being able to utilize that to become the artist that you've always wanted to be. If you're good in digital marketing, then utilize that to start that digital marketing agency that you want to be able to be. If you've had connections in the industry, reach out to those connections and bounce the idea off of them, and be able to get the feedback on being able to start that entrepreneur business that you've always wanted to do, because we all have it within ourselves. We just really need to take the time to really sit down and go, okay, where's my expertise, and how am I able to build on that? And I think once you're able to do that, honestly, the possibilities are endless. They really are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah.
What have When you look back on your life, at all the things that you've accomplished, what has been, is it fear? Is it fear that has been the biggest challenge for you? Or has it been something else?
I think, to be honest with you, I mean, a lot of it has been, I think it's two things. I think fear is part of it, because I think sometimes when you're thinking about launching something big, there's always that fear of everything that's involved. But I also think that you need a good support system, whether it be a support system from your partner, but also a support system of people around you. So I think when you have a wonderful support system, and I always say this to women, find yourself your group of women that cheer you on, that support you, that will tell you the honest truth, and be able to help you in any way possible. And I think when you have that great support system, I think that is so important to be able to do that, because a lot of it too is that we start to doubt ourselves when people start to doubt us, and we
Mhm.
internalize it. And if people say, well, that's not possible, or you're not going to be able to do that, or that's going to be too hard, then we start to believe it. We start to say, well, yeah, maybe they're right. Maybe I shouldn't try. And I think that's where we need to say, no, you know what? Just because it's one person's opinion, it doesn't mean that that's the right opinion. And I think
Mhm.
we need to really have confidence in ourselves. And I think when we build that confidence in ourselves and we believe in ourselves, and I think that's so important, to believe in yourself, because you know what you're capable of. And, I say this to my students all the time. At the end of the day, you guys know what you're capable of. I can tell you you're capable of this, but you have to believe you're capable of this. Because
Mhm.
if you think you're capable of that, that's the only level you're going to get to. So you need to set the bar for yourself as well. And when you believe in that and you strive for that, then that's what you're going to be able to achieve. And I think that's really important with anything in life. And also, the thing is you're going to have your ups and downs. We've all hit those moments where something comes out of the blue, didn't expect, or something happens, the pandemic. Nobody expected that. Nobody could ever predict.
Mhm.
But it's not just about the problem, but it's finding the solution. Okay, this is the problem. This is the reality of life right now. I understand we can't change it. How are we going to find a solution for it? How are we going
Right.
to be able to overcome it? And it's really not focusing on the problem, but focusing on how to be able to solve that problem. And when you change that mindset and you shift that mindset to the positive instead of the negative of what it is, but in terms of, okay, this is what's going on, this is how I'm going to overcome it. Because there will be challenges along the way, but it's being able to set your mind and always think positive and think, okay, how am I going to overcome that challenge? And I think with the right mindset, with the right amount of support system, with the right belief system in yourself, and being able to be confident, I think you've got the recipe for success.
Amen to that. I
Yeah.
completely, wholeheartedly agree with every single thing that you said. It sounds like the journey of my life, sister.
Well, what, Raj, and listen, for everyone listening as well, I mean, and you know this, Raj, so I'm one of the things when I started the Women Empowerment Awards, you were the first person I reached out to, because you had your Anoki Awards and you had such tremendous background and experience in that you were my go-to in terms of bouncing ideas off of you, and asking about things like even, show production and things like that. So when you surround yourself with amazing women like yourself, empowering women like yourself, who have that knowledge and background and experience and are willing to give their time and willing to give their advice and their expertise and insights, it's tremendous. And look how much we've grown. And you were there from day one, So thank you to you and your entire team for, being such a tremendous support, because I truly believe we wouldn't be where we are today without individuals like you supporting us from the very start. So thank you.
Oh, sweetheart. Thank you for the opportunity for me to be able to serve you in this way. This is the other thing I feel that women need to get out of this as we close off, Claudia, is that don't keep it to yourself. Be confident in knowing that the reason why you know what you do is it has to serve far greater than you and what you believe in and what you stand for. It needs to be able to serve other people to be able to step into their purpose. Otherwise, you are, as Claudia mentioned, living in a place of fear. And you'd never want to be that person.
That's why I say we rise by lifting others, Raj.
Oh, it comes back to that, sister.
Rise by lifting
I
others.
love it.
Taking that and being able to help others, because in the end, it'll come back to us tenfold.
Absolutely. And is there anything that, I haven't asked you, Claudia, as we close off, that you'd like to share with everyone?
You know what? I just want everybody to follow us on our journey. We have some amazing podcasts that we have online, and there's such incredible women that are sharing their journeys and their stories. And you can see our podcasts on Spotify as well as on our website and on our YouTube channel. And I think it's wonderful to be able to hear these stories, because sometimes when we hear other people go through the same thing that we have all gone through, you don't feel like you're alone. And be a part of our community. Sign up onto our newsletter, be a part of our community. And it's a great opportunity for you to be able to give back. And again, it's all about the paying it forward to other people. So whether you are a mentor for the next younger generation, whether you'd like to be on the guest panel for an upcoming event, this is your opportunity for you to be able to provide your knowledge and expertise in giving back to our community and helping others along the way. So we would love for you to be a part of it, and to continue to kind of follow along on our journey. If you are able to attend the awards this year, wonderful. We're looking forward to celebrating with you. Next year, we're going to try to accommodate as many as we possibly can. But I want everybody to know how appreciative and grateful we are to have the tremendous support that we've had over the last 3 years, because I think it speaks volumes in terms of all of our partners and sponsors like yourself, but also all of the incredible women that we are able to celebrate. And we're hoping to be able to expand and do more as each year progresses.
Absolutely, sweetheart. And do you want to just let people know how they can hang out with you guys, your website, your social media, newsletter, any, mailing lists, anything like that?
So you can go onto our website at www.woea.ca, and you can sign up through the contact us page or volunteer page. And also, if you go onto our foundation page, that's the opportunity where you can sign up to be a mentor or a guest speaking panelist. Our Instagram is at Women Empowerment Awards. Our Facebook is the same, at Women Empowerment Awards, as well as our TikTok, and our Twitter is WOEA Awards.
Oh my gosh, sweetheart. Thank you so much for coming on and sharing the journey of the Women Empowerment Awards. Claudia, the third year, September the 13th is the big day. Cannot wait for it. Been counting it down actually since the beginning of the International Women's Day, to be very honest. I mean, there's a buzz around this already. 2.5 months away, and we are sold out.
Yeah.
So it's sold out without any effort, without any marketing, because this truly is a testament to how women truly do support women, right?
Really do. We really do. We cheer each other on, and this is truly a testament of that.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being you, my darling. I admire you for all the right reasons, and I cannot wait for people to see all of the fantastic things that you're going to be doing with this organization to really serve our womankind. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Raj. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely, sweetheart. And I'll see you guys next week on the Anoki Uncensored podcast. Stay connected with us everywhere at Anoki Lifestyle. And don't forget to sign up for our free weekly newsletter at anokilife.com for exclusive giveaways and things we are doing to continue elevating the South Asian community now into its 21st year. I'll see you all next time, my darlings. Have a great rest of your week. Bye for now.